Hello, in this tutorial we're going to be covering the Envelope Distort tool in Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing we're going to want to do is give it something to distort. So I'm just going to create this basic shape here, which will then allow us to demonstrate the capabilities of the Envelope Distort tool. So we'll have one for the first one, and then the second one. And then there's another one as well we want to demonstrate. So we've got three objects here that we're going to apply the effects to. So the first effect of the Envelope Distort is actually very similar to the effect in another area. So Envelope Distort, make with warp, okay? And so we have our warp options here that we can change it with, and it'll just give us our distort based on that. Now that's actually the same as effect warp. So it does almost the exact same thing. However, the Envelope Distort warp is treating it as one single object, whereas you would have to create a compound path or use the pathfinder to create a single object in order to do that with the warp options. So that's two ways of doing the same thing, but they both behave slightly differently, if that makes sense. But we're just going to cover the Envelope Distort tool, but just in case you saw this and it reminded you of the other thing, that's why I mentioned it. So Object, Envelope Distort, and we're going to make that one with warp, and that's all groovy. So the next one we're going to use is Object, Envelope Distort, and make with mesh. So the mesh gives us an option to how much kind of granular control we want over it. So if we have 10 each, that'll give us a little bit of extra control, or you can have less if you want. Hit OK there. Now we use our direct selection tool, that would be A on the keyboard, to go in here, and we can just kind of drag this and distort it at will. And you'll notice there it can be a bit glitchy and jerky. It's obviously kind of trying to figure it out using software, so it's never going to be perfect, but you can kind of adjust it, and then that will then give you the kind of desired. So if I just move it around a little bit, it gives me those nice curves that we want, that I think look quite nice. And so the third one then is we're going to need another object for this. I'm going to use a circle in this case, or an ellipse, and then we will have this one on top of Shift, Command, and right angle bracket, just to bring that to the top of the hierarchy. And let's see, and let's just move this out of the way. Object, Envelope Distort, make with top object. Okay, so we just need to make sure that's there, and we're going to go Object, Envelope Distort, and make with top object. And that will then allow us to distort using obviously the top object. So that is basically your Envelope Distort. Let's just line these up nicely. We can make a funky little arrangement there. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial. All the best, and best of luck with your creative journey. Bye bye.